This is the correction to the first end of term examination. Number 1. Copy and complete the table of values for y equals 2x squared plus x minus 10 for minus 5 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Alright, they already gave us these values. They already gave us the value of y when x is minus 3. They already gave us the value of y when x is minus 3. And now, when x is minus 3, y is 5. They gave us that already. When x is minus 1, y is minus 9. They gave us that already. When x is 0, y is minus 10. And when x is 2, y is 0. So they asked us to find the remaining values of y for the values of x given. So when x is minus 5, what's y? Y will be 2 multiplied by the square of minus 5 plus minus 5 minus 10. And that will be, the square of minus 5 is 25 times 2, that's 50. Plus times minus is minus, so that will be 50 minus 5 minus 10, which is 50 minus 5, 45 minus 10, 35. That means when x is, that's not supposed to be, that's plus 35. That means when x is minus 5, y is 35. When x is minus 4, what's y? When x is minus 4, this will be minus 4. This will be minus 4. The square of minus 4 is 16 times 2, 32. Minus 4 minus 10. 32 minus 4 is 28. 28 minus 10 is 18. That's 18. Now when x is minus 2, they already gave us this. When x is minus 2, what is y? That will be, the square of minus 2 is 4 times 2, 8. Minus 2 minus 10. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 10 is minus 4. That's correct. When x is 1, what is y? When x is 1, what's y? Then this will be 1. The square of 1 is 1 times 2, 2 plus 1 minus 10. That's 3 minus 10 minus 7. That's correct. When x is 2, what's y? They already gave us that. When x is 3, what is y? When x is 3, what is y? The square of 3 is 9 times 2, 18 plus 3 minus 10. That's 21 minus 10, 11. When x is 3, y is 11. And when x is 4, what's y? This will be 4, 4. The square of 4 is 16 times 2. Times 2 is 32 plus 4 minus 10. And that's 36 minus 10, 26. So when x is 4, y is 26. Now, the next question says, question B, that's A, we've completed the table. B says, using scales of 2 centimeters to 1 unit on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to 5 units on the y-axis. Draw the graph of y equals 2x squared plus x minus 10 for minus 5 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Alright, to make it easier, we can find more values. We can represent more points on the graph. So that's why I've done this. The value of y when x is minus 4.5, minus 3.5, minus 2.5, minus 1.5, 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. This new points I've marked will make it easier to draw the graph. You have more points to join, and it won't be too difficult to get a neat, what's it called, an accurate, a good curve, or a very, to get a curve that going to be very, very close to the accurate one, if not 100% accurate. Now, so we go to the graph for question B. Question B, that's what we do on the graph. Let's see that. Let's go to question B. I think I have that here. This is the graph. Yeah, this is the graph. We already did that. So this is question B. That's B. So what does it say? We found that we've plotted the graph already, and it is a graph of you must label the graph. This is a graph of y equals 2x squared plus x minus 10. Now, C says use the graph to find the solution of 2x squared plus x equals 10. Use the graph to find the solution of 2x squared plus x equals 10. To find the solution, of course, you know that to plot the graph, mark all the points and then join them together. You have this curve. You do that as accurately as possible so that you can have a neat curve, and so that the curve can be accurate. It cannot be 100% accurate, but it will be close to an extremely accurate one. So let's see that. Use the graph. C Roman figure 1 says use the graph to we want to use a graph. That's C Roman figure 1. That's C Roman figure 1. Use a graph to solve the equation 2x squared. Use a graph to solve the equation 2x squared. This is C Roman figure 1. The equation 2x squared plus x equals 10. We can see that this is the same as saying 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 0, and this represents y. So that simply means they are telling you to find the values of x when y equals 0, and that represents the point of intersection of the curve on the x-axis. This is a curve, and this is the x-axis. At this point, y is 0, and there are values for x. So if they are saying you should solve the equation 2x squared plus x equals 10, which is the same as 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 0, then they are saying you should find the values of x for which y is equal to 0. Because here y is 0 but x has a value, y is 0 here but x also has a value, and those values are the solutions of the equation 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 0. So I'm going to go to my graph to find that. Let's go to the graph to read that. From the graph we can see that that is what's that, minus 2.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. That's minus 2.5. The values might not be 100% accurate, but they'll be close to it if you do the right thing. So the solutions of 2x squared plus x equals 10 are x equals minus 2.5 and x equals 2. X equals 2. Let me just say 2.0. X equals 2. Alright, let's go to Roman figure 2. See Roman figure 2. Use a graph to find the solutions of 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 2x. What we do here is, if you have a new equation, find a way. Equals 2x. The left hand side represents y, and the right hand side is another linear equation. So you can just plot the graph of y equals 2x. Let's take these values for that. Let's make a table of values for y equals 2x. X, y, let me just do minus 1, 0, 1, 2. That's going to be a straight line. The graph of y equals 2x is a straight line. So just pick a few values. When y is minus 1, when x is minus 1, when x is minus 1, y will be 2 times minus 1, which is minus 2. When x is 0, y will be 2 times 0, which is 0. When x is 1, y will be 2 times 1, which is 2. When x is 2, y will be 2 times 2, which is 4. So we can go to the graph and plot that. We can now plot the graph of y equals 2x. When x is minus 1, y is minus 2. When x is minus 1, y is minus 2. Minus 1, y is minus 2. Where do we have that? That's minus 1 minus 0.5 minus 1 minus 1.5 minus 2. That's minus 2. That is the point where x is minus 2 and y is the point where x is minus 1 and y is minus 2. When x is 0, y is 0. That's going to be here. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 2. When x is 1, y is 2. This is where x is 1. And y will be, let's go to y equals to 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 2, y is 4. That's 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. So we can join those 3 points together by a straight line. These are the points. 1, 2, those 4 points rather. 3, 4. Can join them together by a straight line this way. Can join them together by a straight line. That way, and the graph is a graph of y equals, the graph is a graph of y equals 2x. So the solution, they said we should find the solutions of y equals 2x squared, of 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 2x. That will be the points of intersection of the graph of y equals 2x and the graph of y equals 2x squared plus x minus 10. And which we show that on the graph, and that's this. That's it. And this one, yeah, so that's that's 2.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2.5 and minus 2. 2.5 and minus 2. 2.5 and minus 2. Now, the solutions of the solutions of the solutions of 2x squared plus x minus 10 equals 2x, which means which are the points of intersection of the graph of y equals 2x squared plus x minus 10 and the graph of y equals 2x. The solutions of this equation are x equals minus 2, I can say minus 2.0, and x equals 1.5. X equals 1.5. X equals 1.5, and that answers the whole of number 1. You draw the graph, you'll be able to get a neat graph if you do the right thing too. That's a graph. Complete the table, that's A. Draw the graph, and then answer the questions that follow. So let's go to number 2. What does that say? Number 2. Okay, so number 2. Question number 2. What does that say? In a school, I'm starting with 2A. It says, in a school of 60 teachers, 32 speak Hausa, 25 speak Igbo, and 34 speak Yoruba. Let's have that first of all. So there are 3 languages: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. Let this be the universal set which represents the school. That's a school. Now, the number of elements in the universal set is the total number of teachers in the school. How many speak Hausa? That's a cardinality of the set H for Hausa. 32 speak Hausa. 32 speak Hausa. How many speak Igbo? 25 speak Igbo. And how many speak Yoruba? 34 speak Yoruba. That means the number of elements in the set Y. Set Y is a set of people who speak Yoruba. So the number of elements in the set Y is 34. Now, 34 speak Yoruba, and each of the teachers speaks at least one of these 3 languages. That means the set H union I union Y complement is empty, because there's nobody who doesn't speak there's no teacher who doesn't speak at least one of the languages. Now, let's read further. If 11 speak Hausa and Igbo, the number of elements in the set H intersection I is 11. And 14 speak Hausa and Yoruba, number of elements in the set H intersection Y is 14. Wow. And 14 speak Hausa and Yoruba, and 10 speak Igbo and Yoruba. The number of elements in the set I intersection Y is 10. So, what's the question? Question A says, how many teachers speak all the 3 languages? Let that be X. That's going to be here. Let the number of teachers who speak all the 3 languages will be the number of elements in the set H intersection I intersection Y. Let that be X. 11 teachers speak Hausa and Igbo. this is a set that represents, this is the region that represents those that speak Hausa and Igbo. This curve is for Hausa and this one is for Igbo. They are all the people here are 11. So if this is X, then this will be 11 minus X. And this 11 minus X represents those who speak only Hausa and Igbo. In the same fashion, how many people speak? This is Igbo, Yoruba. The number of teachers who speak Igbo and Yoruba is 10. That means the whole of the people here is 10. And this will be 10 minus X. This 10 minus X represents the teachers who speak only Igbo and Yoruba. This curve represents Hausa and this is Yoruba. They said 14 teachers speak Hausa and Yoruba. That means all the people here are 14. And this will be 14 minus X, which represents the number of teachers who speak only Hausa and Yoruba. Now, we want to find X. What do? Let's find the number of teachers who are here first. And those are the teachers who speak only Hausa. We find these two, the teachers who speak only Igbo, and these, the teachers who speak only Yoruba. So, the number of teachers here, the set of teachers here is the set H intersection I complement intersection Y complement. So let's find the number of elements in that set. Set H intersection I complement intersection Y complement. That will be equal to, I know that 11 minus X plus X plus 14 minus X plus the number of people here will give me 32. So if I add 11 minus X, X, and 14 minus X together and subtract from 32, I'll get the number of teachers who speak only Hausa. And that's the number of elements in the set H intersection I intersection Y complement. So that's what I'm doing now. So that means 32 minus 11 minus X plus 14 minus X. I want to make sure that that contains it. That's 32 minus 11 minus X plus 14 minus X. Minus X plus X is 0. And that simply means 32. 11 plus 14 is 24. So that will be minus 24. If you multiply that 24 by this minus, it becomes minus 24. And minus times minus X is plus X. When you open the bracket, you'll be left. Or let me write it this way. This will be 32 minus 24 minus X. And when you open the bracket, you have 32 minus 24 plus X, which means 32 minus 24 is 8. And that's 8 plus X, which is the same as X plus 8. I hope that's the right thing. 11 plus 14 is 25, not 24. 11 plus 14 is 25, so this should be 32 minus 25 plus X, which is 7 plus X, and that's the same as, I can write it as X plus 7. Now, let's find the number of elements here, and that will be 20. We add this, and this together and subtract from 25. That's how we get the number of elements in the set. H complement, number of elements in the set, H complement intersection I intersection Y complement. And that represents the number of teachers who speak only Hausa, which will be 25 minus, open bracket, 11 minus X plus X plus 10 minus X. Minus X plus X is 0. And that becomes 25. 11 plus 10 is 21. 21 minus X, which means 25 minus 21 plus X. And that's 4 plus X, which I can also write as X plus 4. So this is X plus 7, and this is X plus 4. Now let's find the number of teachers who speak only Yoruba. And how do I do that? That will be I'll have to add this, and this together and subtract from 34. So that means, because the people here plus the people here plus the people here plus the people here will be equal to 34. So if I add, so to find the people here, I have to add this, and this together and subtract from 34. Now that means the people here are the number of represent the number of elements in the set. H complement intersection I complement intersection Y. So the number of elements in the set H complement intersection I complement intersection Y. That simply means those who speak only Yoruba, and that will be 34 minus open bracket 14 minus x plus x plus, I've done 14 minus x plus 10 minus x plus 10 minus x, and that's equal to minus x plus x is 0, and that simply means 34 minus 14 plus 10 is 24 minus x, which simply means you really have to be careful not to make mistakes. 34 minus 24 plus x, and that's 10 plus x, which I can also write as x plus 10. So that means x plus 10 is the number of teachers who speak only Yoruba. Now, what does the first question say? It says, how many of the teachers speak all the 3 languages? To get that, what we do is we add all of this together. This plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this will be equal to 60. When you are adding, you add everything inside one circle first. Add everything inside the circle, and then add whatever is left. This, and this. See, there's anything here, but in this case, there's nobody outside. There was no teacher. There's no teacher who doesn't speak at least one language. So we just add everything inside the circle for set H, and every other thing outside it, so that we don't add one number twice. So that we don't add any number twice. So x plus 7. Let me even bring the diagram down. Let's bring the diagram down. That's the diagram. So x plus 7 plus 11 minus x plus x plus 14 minus x. That's everything inside the set H. Now we're adding this, and this to it, plus x plus 4 plus 10 minus x plus x plus 10 will be equal to 60. So x minus x is 0, x minus x is 0, x minus x is 0. And what do we have left? 7 plus 11, that's 18, plus 14, that's 32, plus 4, 36, plus 10, 46, plus 10, 56. So that means x plus 56 equals 60. And that means x equals 60 minus 56. You don't have to circle all of this when you're copying the correction. I'm just doing that to highlight so that you see what I'm doing. That means x equals 4. So therefore, number of teachers that speak all the 3 languages, is equal to 4. Now let's go. What's the next question? Let's see that. Question B says, how many teachers speak exactly 2 languages? That will be those that speak only Hausa and Igbo, plus those that speak only Hausa and Yoruba, plus those that speak only Igbo and Yoruba. So number that speak, because exactly 2 means not more, not less. Number that speak exactly exactly two languages. Exactly two languages will be equal to 11 minus x plus 14 minus x plus 10 minus x. And that's 11 plus 14, 24 plus 10, 34 minus x minus x minus x is minus 3x. 34 minus 3x, which is 34 minus 3 times 4. And that's 34 minus 12, which is 22. I hope that's correct. 34 minus 3x. Look at that. 11 plus 14 is 25. Plus 10, that's 35. Not 34. You have to always check again and be sure that you didn't make any mistake. So that will be 35 minus 12, which is 23. Now let's go to C. What is question C? Find the cardinality of the set H complement intersection I intersection Y. The set H complement intersection I intersection Y simply represents the set of teachers who speak only Igbo and Yoruba. And that, from the Venn diagram, that is 10 minus x, which is 10 minus 4, and that's 6. That's 6. The cardinality of that set is 6, and it represents the teachers who speak only Igbo and Yoruba. Yes, that's correct. That's 6. So that's number 2. Now we go to number 3. Question 3a. Solve the equation 2 over 3 into bracket 3x minus 5 minus 3 over 5 into bracket 2x minus 3 equals 3. I may choose to find the LCM on the right hand side. The LCM, on the left hand side. The LCM is on the left hand side is 15. 3 into 15 is 5 times 2. That will be 10 into bracket 3x minus 5 minus 5 in 15 is 3 times 3. That's 9 minus 9 into bracket 2x minus 3 equals 3. And that simply means 30x minus 50 minus 18x plus 27 over 15 equals 3. Now, before I do cross multiplication, 30x minus 18x is 12x. Minus 50 plus 27 is minus 23 over 15 equals 3. I can do cross multiplication now, and I'm going to have 12x minus 23. If I do that, equals 15 times 3, which is 45. And that simply means 12x equals 45 plus 23. If minus 23 goes to the right hand side, it becomes plus 23, which means 12x equals 68. And if I divide through by 12, x will be equal to 5 whole number 8 over 12, which is 5 whole number 4 here 2, 4 here 3, 2 over 3. And that's it. Now question 3b. Question 3b. In the diagram below, STQ equals M, angle STQ equals M, angle TUQ equals 80 degrees, angle UPQ equals R, angle PQU equals N, and angle RQT equals 88 degrees. Find the value of M plus N. Okay, that's a diagram. They want us to find the value of M plus N. First of all, I can see that from this triangle I can see that from triangle PUQ, AT is an exterior angle to triangle PUQ. That means AT equals the sum of opposite interior angles. That's R plus N. How do you know the opposite interior angles? This is 80 degrees. If you add this one to it, you get 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line. So the other two angles, apart from the one you add to it to get 180, are the opposite interior angles. So I can say from triangle PUQ, AT equals R plus N. AT equals R plus N, and the reason is exterior angle of triangle PUQ. Exterior angle of triangle PUQ. Now I can also see that, I can also see that this angle PTQ is 180 minus M. This angle is 180 minus M. Angle PTQ equals 180 minus M. Angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. Now, if this is 180 minus M, if this is 180 minus M, let me try to write that well. 180 minus M. Now, what do I do? 180 minus M. Now, we want to find the value of M plus N. Now, I can see that in triangle, yes, I can see that this angle 88 degrees is an exterior angle to triangle PTQ. Yes, it's an exterior angle to triangle PTQ. So that means it's going to be equal to the sum of opposite interior angles, and that will be R plus 180 minus M. Those are the opposite interior angles. Maybe I should sketch that. This is a triangle PTQ, and now this is the exterior angle. This is PTQ. This is 88 degrees. This is R, and this is 180 minus M. This exterior angle 88 degrees. This exterior angle 88 degrees is equal to the sum of opposite interior angles, R plus 180 minus M. So I can say from triangle PTQ, from triangle PTQ, 88 equals R plus 180 minus M. That's the exterior angle of triangle PTQ. Exterior angle of triangle PTQ. That's PTQ, exterior angle of triangle PTQ. Now, what does that mean? I can see that I have R in the two equations. There's R here and there's R here. So let me just make R the subject of the two equations. 80. Okay, from here, R will be equal to 88 minus 180 plus M. And that's minus 92 plus M, which is same as M minus 92. And from here, 80 equals R plus N. That simply means R equals 80 minus. What am I even doing? I even need to find M plus N. I don't even need to make R the subject. I need to find M plus N. From here, M is equal to what? Or let's do this first. From here, there's no M here, by the way. Let's make M the subject of this. From here, M will be equal to R plus 180 minus 88, and that's R plus 92. That's M. And from here, what is N? 80 equals R plus N. That means N equals 80 minus R. That therefore means M plus N is equal to R plus 92 plus AT minus R. R minus R is 0. And then 92 plus 80 is 172. So n plus n equals 172 degrees. And that's it, very, very simply. So we go to the next one, which is, let's say that number 4. What's number 4? What does that say? A surveyor standing at point X sights a pole Y due east of him. He's standing at point X. This is point X. And he sights a pole Y due east of him. Due east means directly in the east direction. And that's here. He sights a pole Y due east of him. Let that be Y. I love to put the cardinal points everywhere. So if they ask me to find the bearing of any point from any point, to be easier. Now he sights a pole Y due east of him. And he also sights a pole Y due east of him and a tower Z of a building on a bearing of 46 degrees. From the point X where he's standing, he sights a pole Y due east of him and a tower Z of a building on the bearing of 46 degrees. So if this is the bearing of 46 degrees, let me just draw this. Let this be where the tower is. Tower Z. Yeah, the tower Z is on the bearing of 46 degrees from X. So this is the bearing of 46 degrees. And that's where Z is. Now let's read further. After walking to a point W, a distance of 180 meters in the southeast direction. Southeast direction means if you draw the 4 cardinal points this way, if they say southeast, of course you know this is south, this is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. Southeast simply means exactly the middle, that means this direction. And if you just say southeast, it means it is exactly the middle of south and east. And that simply means you go this way, which means this will be 45 degrees because it's exactly the middle. And this also be 45 degrees. So that's what's happening here. Now, after walking to a point W, a distance 180 meters in the southeast direction. This is the southeast direction. A distance of 180 meters in the southeast direction. Distance of 180 meters in the southeast direction. Let me put, so this will be 45 degrees. He walked southeast. Let me put another cardinal point here. Yes, I can make my diagram better. That's why it's good to have a sketch so that you can have a neat diagram. Yeah, he walked a distance of 180 meters in the southeast direction. 180 meters. He walked to a point W. Now, he observes the bearing of Z and Y to be 337 degrees and 50 degrees respectively. That means from W, he observes that the bearing of Z is 337 degrees and that the bearing of Y is 50 degrees. So let's read the bearing of Z first. The bearing of Z will be 337. I think I have to move this, make this Z a little longer. Yes, it's a sketch that will help you get the best diagram. And you don't have to keep cancelling or erasing. This is the point W, and this is 45 degrees in the southeast direction. This is 180 meters. So he observes that I can even move the Y a little more to the right. This is Y. So he observes the bearing of Z. He observes that the bearing of Z is 337 degrees. 337 degrees. That means the bearing of Z, the angle from this point, the angle from this place to the line that joins W to Z is 337 degrees. This is the bearing, and it is 337 degrees. So, and the bearing of Y is 50 degrees. The bearing of Y is 50 degrees. You can read 50 degrees from here. 50 degrees. Let's say this is 50 degrees. That's Y. So the bearing of Y from W is 50 degrees. That's 50 degrees. Now what else? What else do we need? The question says, question A, Roman figure 1. This is 4A. 4A, Roman figure 1. Calculate correct to the nearest meter the length xy. We want to find this length xy. How do we do that? Okay, what do we do? If this is 337, if this angle is 337, that simply means this small one will be 360 minus 337. This small one will be 360 minus 337. But do I need that yet? I don't think I need that yet. If this is 45 degrees, then the whole of this will also be 45 degrees. And the reason is because they are alternate angles. The whole of this will also be 40. Is that the whole of it? Yes, the whole of that will also be 45 degrees. Hope I'm checking the right thing. If this is 45 degrees, then the whole of this, yes, that's it. The whole of this will also be 45 degrees. The whole of this will also be 45 degrees. Alternate angles, because this line is parallel to this line. The whole of it will also be 45 degrees. And that means the whole of this angle is 95 degrees. That means the whole of our angle is 95 degrees. I hope that's correct. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. The whole of our angle is 95 degrees. Now, how do we find the length xy? The length xy. Okay, let's see. All right, if I know that, I think I need something else. I also need I need to find this angle so that I can use the sine rule to find the length xy. So if this is 50 degrees, then this will also be 50 degrees. And that's because they are also alternate angles. This will also be 50 degrees. Now, if that's 50, this will be 40 degrees. This will be 40 degrees. So I can now use this sine rule to find the length xy. So I can say 180 over sine 40 is equal to the length xy over sine 95 degrees. So that simply means 180 over sine 40 degrees is equal to xy over sine 95 degrees. And if you cross multiply and make xy the subject, that simply means xy will be 180 times 95 degrees over sine 40 degrees. And let's see what that is. 180 sine 95 divided by sine 40. And that's 278.965. And they said to the nearest meter, which will be 279 meters, to the nearest meter. That's it, to the nearest meter. So Roman figure 2, what's Roman figure 2? The length ZW. We want to find the length ZW, and that's this length from Z to W. How do we do that? Okay, to find the length ZW, we know that from this point, we know that from this, okay, the whole of this is 337 degrees. That's a bearing of Z from W. That means this small one will be 360 minus 337. This small angle is 360 minus 337, and that will be 23 degrees. If that's 23, this will also be 23 degrees. Alternate, because they are both alternate angles. This will also be 23 degrees. They are both alternate angles. Now, if this is 46 degrees, then this will also be 46 degrees. Same reason, alternate angles. And the whole of angle Z will now be 69 degrees. That's correct. Now, we can now say 180 over sine 69 degrees is equal to, okay, not yet. We can't go there yet. If this is 46 degrees, then this will be 90 minus 46, which is 44 degrees. So, and if this is 45 degrees, if this is 45 degrees, this will also be 45 degrees. And that simply means the whole of angle X is 44 plus 45, which is 89 degrees. The whole of angle X is 89 degrees. So to find the length ZW, I can say length ZW over sine 89 degrees is equal to 180 over sine 69 degrees. I'm using the sine rule for that. So let's go to that. I can say from triangle XZW, just so you know the triangle I'm considering, from triangle XZW, ZW over sine 89 over sine 89 degrees is equal to 180 over sine 69. 180 over sine 69 degrees, and that simply means the length ZW will be equal to 180 times sine 89 degrees divided by sine 69 degrees divided by sine 69 degrees, and that's equal to, let's check that, 180 sine 89 divided by sine 69, which is 192.777, and that's what to the nearest meter. 193 meters to the nearest. You must give your answer correct to whatever degree of accuracy they ask for, to the nearest meter. Okay, so that's Roman figure 2. Let's now go. Okay, and now to question B. 4B says if n is on xy, point n is on line xy such that xz is equal to zn. Find the bearing of z from n. If n is on xy, let this be point n, such that xz is equal to zy. Okay, that means if you join x2, let me even use what's it called. That means if you join n, this is point n, it's on xy such that xz, if you join, that means if you join z to n, zn will be equal to xz. And what's the question? Such that xz is equal to zn. Find the bearing of z from n. Or we have to put the 4 cardinal points here. So we want to find this bearing. The bearing of z from n. This is n. We want to find this angle. That's the bearing of z from n. That's the angle we want to find. First of all, this angle, triangle, triangle XZN is an isosceles triangle. So that means its base angles are equal. So if this is 44, degrees, this also be 44 degrees. So this is also 44 degrees. This is also 44 degrees. And the reason for that is base angles of an isosceles triangle. So let me say angle ZXN. I'm looking at triangle XZN. In triangle XZN, from triangle XZN, angle ZXN, which is this angle, is equal to angle XNZ, which is this angle, is equal to angle XNZ. And the reason is base angles of isosceles triangle XZN. And that therefore means angle XNZ is also equal to 44 degrees. This is angle XNZ. This one will also be equal to 44 degrees. So, and the bearing of Z from N is the whole of this, which is 270 plus 44. Therefore, bearing of Z from N equals 270 plus 44, and that's 314 degrees. And that's it very, very simply. All right, we go to number 5 now. 5A. And the figure below, PT is parallel to SU, QS is parallel to TR, and length SR is 6 centimeters, and length SR is 6 centimeters, and length RU is 10 centimeters. If the area of triangle TRU is 45 centimeters square, calculate the area of trapezium QTUS. Let's have the diagram first of all. Looks like this is what it looks like. Let's see. And we have this. Now, we have this. That line is parallel to this line. It's parallel to this line. This line is parallel to this line. And this is P, Q, T, U, R, S. Now this line is also parallel to this line, and the length SR is 5 centimeters, while the length RU is 10 centimeters. Now they said the area of triangle RTU is equal to 45 centimeters squared. That's the area of triangle RTU. That's simply, and we know that the base of triangle RTU is 10 centimeters. So we can find the height of triangle RTU. This is the height of triangle RTU. This is the height of triangle RTU. That's the height of triangle RTU. And how do we find that? We already know its area and its base, so it's easy to find its height. So area of triangle RTU is equal to 45 centimeters. That means half base times height. Half times 10 times height is 45. We already know that the base is 10. I'm looking at triangle RTU. It has a base of 10 centimeters and an area of 45 centimeters square. So that simply means 2 here 1, 2 here 5, 2 here 5, and that will mean 5h equals 45, which means h equals 9 centimeters. Now we can see that this is quadrilateral. This is trapezium QTUS, trapezium QTUS, and it has the same height as triangle RTU. So to find the area of triangle PQ, so that makes it easy to find the area of triangle trapezium QTUS. Therefore, area of trapezium QTUS is equal to 1/2 into bracket a plus bh. If this is 5 centimeters, this will also be 5 centimeters, and that means the area of trapezium QTUS will be 5 plus a is 5 and b is 5 plus 10, which is 15. 5 plus 15 times height, which is 9 centimeters, and that means 1/2 times 20 times 9, and that's 90 centimeters square. Of course, 2 here 1, 2 here 10, 10 times 9, 90. That's 90 centimeters square, and that's it. Very, very simple. So let's go to B. 5b. If the sixth term of an arithmetic progression T6 is 37, of an arithmetic progression AP is 37, and the sum of the first 6 terms is 147. Sum of first 6, no, if T6 is 37, that means A plus 5D, that's the formula for T6, is equal to 37. Let's call that equation 1. And they said the sum of the first 6 terms, S6, is 147. That simply means, what's the formula for S6? 6/2 into bracket 2a plus 6 minus 1d, that's 2a plus 5d equals 147. And that will mean 2 here 1, 2 here 3, that's 3 into bracket 2a plus 5d equals 147. If I divide through by 3, what am I going to have? 3 cancels 3, and that will be 2a plus 5d equals 3 and 147 is 49. I hope that's correct. Yeah, so that's, let's make that equation 2. Now the question says, that should have been B Roman figure 1. So question B Roman figure 1. It says find the first term. That means we want to find A. So we can solve the two equations simultaneously. A plus 5D equals 37, and 2A plus 5D equals 49. Let me multiply this by 2 and this by 1 to eliminate A. 2A plus, no, that will be 2A plus 10D equals 74. And the second equation remains what it is. 2a plus 5d equals 49. When we subtract 2a minus 2a is 0. 10d minus 5d is 5d, and 74 minus 49 is 35. How about correct? And that means D is 7. No, 74 minus 49 is 25, no? 74 minus 49 is 25, and that means D is equal to 5. So they actually wanted us to find A. If I put A in equation 1, that simply means A plus 5D, which will now be 5 times 5. A plus 5 times 5 equals 37. I'm putting it in this equation. Equation 1. A plus 5 times 5 equals 37. And that means A plus 25 equals 37, which means A equals 37 minus 25, and that means a equals 12. So the first term is 12, and Roman figure 2 says find the sum of the first 15 terms. S15 will be equal to 15 over 2 into bracket 2a, which is 2 times 12 plus n minus 1, that's 15 minus 1, 14 times d, which is 14 times d, which is 5, and that will be equal to 15 over 2 into bracket 24 plus 70, and that's 15 over 2 times 94, which is 2 here 1, 2 here 47. That's 15 times 47, and what's that? That's 705. So the sum of the first 15 terms is 705, and that's it, very simply. All right, that's the end.